Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And if you're listening, on the day that it comes out, actually when it drops, today's date is 4/24/24.
Oh, okay,
And that's called
okay.
something, but I can't remember what it's called.
Wait,
Is it
I don't know either.
is it a palindrome? I don't know.
It could be. That could be it.
Don't quote me on that. Don't know. I'm not
Mm.
good. I don't know, but it could be, maybe. But
I mean,
4/24/24 is
that sounds
fine.
right.
And I'm not going to
Yeah.
Google it because I don't care. Um, but yeah, so that seems like a very magical, mystical day to me. So we are, living in the past. So hopefully
Mm-hmm.
this day is really good for us.
I
Given,
know. Yeah, now you're making me excited for it. I didn't even realize that that was coming up.
I know, me neither until I wrote the date on the paper and I was like, oh, that was just so satisfying to write down
Mm-hmm.
on the piece of paper. So
Wow, I love that.
very fun. But into some not fun news. I really
Oh,
wanted to tell you off the podcast, but I was like, I feel like this is a discussion we need to have on air.
okay, okay.
I think I cursed myself with at least some years of bad luck.
Years. What did you do?
I shattered not one, I shattered my favorite makeup mirror.
Oh,
And I think shattering a mirror, breaking a mirror is bad luck, right?
I think so.
And
Cause
here's the
okay.
problem is like I don't want to get rid of it because it's still like I could definitely still use it, but I feel like
Um,
using a broken mirror it might be even worse.
Isn't it? I don't know why it's bad luck. Is it because um it can like trap things in it and then when you break
Or like
it,
break in
they
there,
come out?
unleash. I know. See, that's what I'm saying. And I've already had such bad luck lately. Like, I'm
Hmm.
like, I can't handle anymore.
See, okay, here's another thing though. What if since you've already been having bad luck, this
It
breaks
broke the
that
mirror.
curse?
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna hope that it's
So
that
the
one.
broken mirror, it like, it's situational. So it's like if your life is going good, then you get the bad luck. But if you have bad luck, then it could break the curse you already have. I'm just making that up
Hopefully.
right now.
I
I'm
just
making it
no,
up.
yeah, yeah, clearly. No, I don't know. I have no idea the way these things work, but it's not good. And it's like one of those that have like the LED lights. Like it's not just like a regular mirror, it's a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
one. Ugh.
Hmm.
I'm so sad about it.
I need to, okay, now this is making me want to do like a story based on,
I
mirrors and
know. Yeah,
the legend behind mirrors.
we have done like legends behind bad luck, but I don't know if we covered mirrors in that. But mirrors are definitely a subject we gotta
Hmm.
dive deeper into
Yeah.
for sure. But what's been going on with you?
Um, I've been like thinking about vacations a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
And like summer and
Yeah.
just, trying to plan what I'm gonna do the
Mm-hmm.
next few months.
I feel
And
that.
I see I'm at the point where I want to go to so many places I can't narrow it down,
Mm-hmm. I
and then
do
you
feel
get
that.
stuck and then you don't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
I need to pick something. But
Yep. I feel that. I really do. Oh, it's so hard. And oh my gosh, guys, I have a big life update.
oh, okay.
I got a new car.
Yes. Oh my gosh, your car. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's
So
awesome.
yeah, but the reason that reminded me of that is like now I fear I'm gonna be doing less traveling because my car payment is high.
Mm,
So um,
yes.
unfortunately, but is it really gonna stop me? No.
Yeah, probably
So
not.
yeah, lots of trips planned ahead in our future, and I'm excited
Hmm.
for all of them in my new car. We have not named
Yes.
her yet. I don't know. Nothing that I've heard has fit. So
I know we were throwing stuff out the other day, but
people, I
it
mean,
just didn't.
literally, I have my entire family, all my friends, like on car name duty. Nobody's giving me anything good to work with. So,
It'll come to
it's just
you.
unknown. But I do think it's a she, her
Okay. Yeah.
pronoun deal. She's
Okay.
very feminine. And I love her. And she's very bougie. And I've never had a sunroof before. And now I finally do. And so
I
I'm
know. I
excited.
love the sunroof.
Yep. And I went to my storage unit yesterday and I found my like rainbow sticker paper stuff and I'm gonna put it on my sunroof so
Oh my
my car will be
gosh.
rainbows when
That
it's
is
sunny
gonna be
outside.
awesome. Hmm.
I know, I'm so excited. So yeah, very exciting things happening on my front.
Wow. Yeah. I, I haven't had any super big life updates like that
Yeah.
recently, but
I mean, that's
it's
chill,
okay.
honestly. It's better that way,
Yeah.
quite
True.
frankly.
True.
Yeah, it was all
Um,
great, like, for the first couple days when I had the car, and then I just, like, got an email today talking about, like, me paying my bill, and I'm like, ugh,
I
the not
know.
fun part. Here it
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah. But I
Adulting is
mean,
hard, but at least I have a new car.
yes, exactly.
We're
And
back on
it's
the road.
amazing. The best
It
part
is.
to me is the heated seats. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
I'm so
Like,
jealous of that.
the way, see, that's so funny that you say that because I had options like when picking out my cars. I was like, I either have to have, if you don't know, I got into an accident, but before the accident, I drove a green Kia Soul for like 10 years of my life. Her name was Janice. She was amazing. We loved her.
R.I.P. Janice.
Rest in peace, Janice, for real. But because I lived with a green car, everybody knew me because of my car. You know, like I have the popping color car.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows it's Janice. So I wanted another fun color. Well, it's impossible to buy cars, so I had to get a gray one. But
Mm-hmm.
she's, but I was like, once I realized I had to settle on the color, I was like, I need everything on the inside to be as nice as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I quickly realized that heated seats were on the top of my priority list, up there with the sunroof. So the heated
Yeah.
seats truly are a life changer.
Yeah. See, the next car that I get, I need them because like I sat in your car and I just, oh my God, I need it so
Quite
bad.
literally, I think I have put the seat warmer on every single time I got in the car, and even if I have the air conditioning on, like even if it's hot outside, I'm like, I
Right.
want my body to
Yeah.
be heated. You know, I'm
Like
not.
I kind of want to see like could I get it in my car? Probably not.
You do you have leather seats?
No, you have to have leather seats. I guess that makes
I don't
sense.
know, but
Mm.
all of the ones that I looked at, if they didn't have leather seats, they weren't heated. So
Oh, that might make
it
sense.
kind
Like, is
the
it less of a
fire,
fire
yeah,
hazard?
I think maybe, but I don't know.
Dang.
I could be wrong. I'm surely no car guru. I'll tell you that right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, car talk
Okay.
over. If you don't mind, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please.
Yes,
But
please.
if you want to go ahead and get into your story, Savannah.
Okay. Yeah, we can get into it. So, this week I'm taking us to New Brunswick, Canada.
Ah, love it.
Going up north. To this lake called Lake Utopia.
Oh,
And it branches off of the Macadavic River, which I did have to look up how to pronounce that because it is a big word that does
proud of
not really
you.
look like that. But
Yeah.
and okay, so the Lake Utopia, it's about like 7 kilometers in length, varying water levels, as lakes do. It's used for swimming, boating, and fishing. So just, a fun lake to be at. And it also has a lake monster.
Ah,
Yes.
what kind of lake monster?
Well, his name is Old Ned.
Old Ned.
So we love that. Yep.
That's adorable.
Yeah. And the story of Old Ned, this legend, it could possibly predate like the European settlements,
Oh,
like be that
wow.
old.
That
Yeah.
is so beyond my comprehension.
Or I know that's like super old, but so basically the story goes that the indigenous people of the area, they lived here, and then these European settlers came in the 1700s and were starting to live there too, and so the indigenous people, they passed on this story to them. They're like, okay guys, like there is this monster in the lake, right? So then they
Okay.
tell the settlers this story of a group of hunters being chased in their canoes by a gigantic lake monster.
Oh, I really don't like that.
Yeah. Well, they use the word creature, or I don't know if they really call it like a monster at first, but that's our term for it, lake monster.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, they're like this giant thing was chasing us during in the lake, and yeah. So most likely this story, it could have been real, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some people say that it was probably intended as a way to keep the newcomers away from the lake
That
and
makes
like
sense.
keep them from fishing in their fishing area. You know? They're
That is
like,
really smart.
we need to get these people out of here.
Yeah, that's smart.
So, yeah, it seems smart, but it didn't work because
Obviously, people want to see the lake monster. Duh, I would be there immediately.
no, that's exactly what happened because these settlers, the story spread throughout the settlers and they tried to catch the monster. They're like, we need to go find him and get him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't find him, but they
Darn.
tried. Yep, and it didn't keep them away from the lake, sadly. But
Well,
yep. So, who is Old Ned? You know, who
that's
is
the
he?
question we're all asking.
Right, like what do you imagine with just the name?
Okay,
Like,
just literally the name. Okay, it's not going to be what it is at all. Okay, I'm imagining. Imagine. Okay, like, have you seen? This is very specific. Those fish that are like on a piece of wood and it sings like, "Don't worry, be happy."
oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
do.
imagine that fish on that, but like also kind of like as an old man sitting in a rocking chair.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Old Ned to me.
I
I think
mean,
maybe like an old bass. Is he like a bass? I don't know. Like a bass fish sitting in an old
um,
rocking reclining chair. That's what I imagine when
see
you say Old
that
Ned.
that actually, that makes perfect sense. But no, he's not that.
Darn.
Yeah. There's definitely another Old Ned out there exactly as you described.
100%.
Like there has to be.
100%.
So, Old Ned in Lake Utopia is a serpent-like creature. So, he's kind of like
Disgusting.
long, you know?
He's a slithery snake.
Yeah. He's scaly and swims like really quickly across the lake, just like in the story of them being chased in the canoe. He's super fast. And he's also apparently like 20 to 30 feet long.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
long. And
No.
also like 10 feet wide. So,
10 feet wide. That's
yeah.
okay. How big is this lake? Like,
I already said it
I
was like
know, but like, I,
7 kilometers.
but like,
I know.
all the
I
way,
know.
like, what?
Like this is huge. He's also a reddish brown or dark red color.
Okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
And people say that, see, this kind of confused me. Is like, people say that he had a head the size of a bathtub.
Okay.
But then also, I read that people compared his head to like a horse-like head. So I'm like, is it a
A
horse or is it a
horse?
bathtub? Like,
It
I
has
don't
to be
know.
as big as a bathtub if it's 10 feet wide. But
Yeah.
also, that is so relative because I have a tiny, tiny bathtub. And I
Well,
have seen
actually, it said
ginormous bathtubs.
old-fashioned bathtub.
Okay, so it's like mine, which is still tiny for somebody who's 10 feet wide.
Yeah,
Like, so it has a small, Old Ned has a small head.
I guess so compared to his body. Yeah.
That's really weird.
He also has a mouthful of sharp teeth.
Oh,
We
great.
love that. And this is just added, I feel like, just to scare you. But it says that a lot of things said that he had dripping blood from every tooth.
Oh.
So, but also, I don't know how that could happen when you're underwater.
I mean, unless he was freshly eating something,
Right.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, like dripping blood from every tooth. Okay, but you're underwater and like
Yeah.
with your mouth open, probably
Yeah.
with the water. Yeah, so I don't think that's true, but yeah. He's also described as having a dorsal fin and a flat tail.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yep. And this sea creature, Old Ned, he travels back and forth between Lake Utopia and the Atlantic Ocean every
Oh.
3 to 5 years. He just goes back and forth.
Is the lake saltwater?
Well, it's connected, I guess the river that I was saying it was
Mm-hmm.
connected to, is connected to the ocean. So
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
I guess
Yeah.
so. I should have looked that up actually.
Okay. Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's fine. You know, the lore.
I mean, probably, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, 3 to 5 years, and that is said to be like a breeding cycle or a feeding cycle of
Oh.
some sort. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The creature, he loves to bask, and he's not really vicious at
I
all.
love to bask as well. Old
Yeah.
Ned.
Yep. I love it. So there were a few sightings over the years, of course. So I'm gonna cover a few of them. In 1867, taking it way back,
Mm-hmm.
there were some sawmill employees that watched as something eel-like rolled repeatedly in the water near the center of Lake Utopia, and that is said to be Old Ned.
Oh.
He's just like rolling around.
Yeah, he's chilling, rolling down the river. That's what Old Ned's
Exactly.
doing.
Exactly. And in 1982, a worker from a nearby paper mill, so I guess there's a sawmill and a paper mill over the years,
Yeah.
he was outside on his break and he saw a large creature surface the water like a submarine,
Oh.
and like with water spilling down its sides, if you
Oh.
can
Yeah.
imagine
Oh, I
that.
can imagine. Yep.
So the witness, he said that he could only see a hump or maybe like a section of the body of a huge eel,
Mm-hmm.
and then it quickly disappeared back into the lake.
Scary.
So, Old Ned.
Old
He's
Ned.
just making like small appearances.
Now, here's my question. Is it still Old Ned, or do we have, like, young Ned now? Like, this is Ned the third, fourth,
Oh, I mean,
you know? It can't
I guess you're
possibly all
gonna.
be Old Ned,
Well,
especially if they're
you're
going to, like, breed in the ocean or whatever.
true.
Maybe it's Ned the sixth. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows how many Neds there are out there?
I mean, true. That this is the same thing with like all of the,
Yeah.
like
Cryptids.
water
Or,
creatures,
yeah.
like the lake creatures.
Yeah, we
Um,
never know. And also,
like
lake
Nessie,
creatures,
like
some kind of, they do live kind of forever, though, is a thing. Like,
I know, right? So I mean, maybe it is just the same one.
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Crazy.
And another sighting was in 1996. A group of people out canoeing on Lake Utopia. They were followed by a creature measuring, they said, was 30 to 40 feet long, and it swam just under the surface of the water. And it was noted that the movements were up and down and not side to side, just like an eel would swim.
Eels really freak me out. I've said it
Do
before.
they?
Yes, I've said it before on here. I feel like scientists don't know how they reproduce.
Oh, wait, what?
That might be a myth.
Is that
This
real?
is Mysteries Mrs. Lunch, so I don't know. But I don't know. We'll have to investigate that too. But I don't like eels regardless. They scare me.
Yeah.
I don't like snakes,
Interesting.
and I really don't like underwater snakes, and that's basically what they are.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yep. And they have teeth too. Because
Yeah,
like,
even
do snakes
worse.
even have teeth? No.
No. Well, yeah, they do. Yeah, because you get bit with the venom. But,
No, you're right. Pfft.
yeah.
But they, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like eels have, like, way more teeth.
Yes, I think that's what
And I
meant.
think eels are also, like, more evil. Like, will...
They're more evil.
Like, will
Is that because
attack-
they're in the Little Mermaid as Ursula's henchmen?
No. No, I feel like a lot of people have snakes as pets. They don't have eels as pets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, true. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like snakes... honestly, I don't know. I have no personal issues with eels. I've never
It sounds like you do.
And I do have personal issues, but I've never had anything happen to me with an eel to cause
Oh,
that.
okay.
So, I don't know. Don't ask
Okay.
me. I just don't like them.
Right. Yep.
Sorry, Old Ned.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the theories of what people think Old Ned could actually be besides a cryptid.
Mm-hmm.
um, so I guess, the main theory is that it's a giant eel, like I was saying.
Indeed.
Um, and that is just, backed up by all of the evidence, quote unquote evidence. The sightings, like the last sighting I just talked about, where he was swimming up and down
Yeah.
instead of side to side, and the fact that it's just a long creature, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Definitely.
and just eel shaped whenever people see it. So could be an eel. Um, there are some other theories like a sturgeon, which
Mm-hmm.
is I don't know if you know what a sturgeon looks
I do.
like.
I do.
Okay. Uh,
Scary is the answer.
kind of eel like in a
Mm-hmm.
way.
Definitely.
Also 6 to 20 feet long, so they can be big.
They can be.
So I mean that is another possibility because they are like similarly shaped. Another one that I saw was a giant sea turtle, but I'm like, I don't see how Old Ned could be a giant sea turtle.
Okay. Hear me out, because when you were describing him to me, I'm not looking at a picture of Old Ned, but like when you said that he was 10 feet wide,
Yeah.
as well as had a small head, I kind of was like, is he a turtle? Because turtles are big body creatures with tiny little heads like that.
Well, and reddish brown
And reddish brown, he
shell,
could be a
yeah.
snapping turtle. Turtles can be in both fresh and salt water.
Okay, well, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I did have that thought earlier, but I did not say it.
But it's just like everyone's describing it as eel-like, so it's like that's not nowhere near a turtle.
No, no, no,
But
not at all. Hmm.
yeah, well, this next theory is kind of what I think that Old Ned is, a basking shark.
Oh, okay.
So a basking shark is 20 to 30 feet long, like they say that Old Ned is, and also it is also 10 feet wide.
Oh my God, this thing is horrifying.
So
Jesus.
it's about you look up pictures.
Yes, its mouth. Oh my God, it's huge.
Yeah, but if you look deeper into this basking shark, they're actually like the best because they're plankton eating sharks.
Mm-hmm.
They're chill. They just be see, that's why they're called basking sharks. They just bask.
Oh my God,
And just like I said,
it's the
that Old Ned
second.
likes to bask.
You're right. That's facts. You did say that. You did say that word for word. It's the second largest living shark and fish.
Right, so that's why I'm thinking like
So
maybe
maybe,
a giant shark, like a basking shark, got into this lake, and that's why people think it's a giant creature
dude,
because
that's
you don't just see those every day.
no, dude. That's what it is. If I saw that, I would think that was a cryptid too.
See, yeah, and also they have a dorsal fin and a flat tail,
Mm-hmm.
and Old Ned is described as having that too. So
I'm
I think
getting.
that's what it is.
It's
It's
giving
just the
basking
basking shark.
shark.
Yeah.
It really is. You want to hear my theory?
Okay. What is it?
I was just picturing like the dune worm of the water.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, honestly, you're right.
Like it's just like a
No, I
yeah.
totally see that.
That's it. Just he's just like the water worm version of the dune worm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
But
I kind
honestly,
of
quite
agree.
frankly, as much as I like my theory, I'm gonna have to go with the basking shark.
Yeah. But you honestly, your dune worm theory, it goes with the last theory that I have, which is that it's a prehistoric water mammal.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know, it could be something like that.
Okay. I was on
But I
track.
really think it's a basking shark.
I was
But,
no, me too. Yeah,
but I would
I'm
love for it to be a dune worm.
same. I'm really trying to convince Savannah to see Dune again with me. I'm obsessed. Or like it's gonna come out. I just need to watch it again. So bad.
I know. I guess I would go see it again. If I was in the mood to go to the movies, I'd be like, okay, I'm down.
The way I'm always in the mood to go to the
I
movies.
oh, you can probably hear there's a tow truck outside.
Oh, it's okay.
They're beeping.
I'm just glad it ain't for me for once. I just want to be left
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Uh,
See, there's a truck like lives a few houses down from me, and it's just like at
oh
random times
yeah.
of the night it just starts beeping, and I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, that man loves to back his tow
It's
truck up
the
during our podcast recording time.
yes, and if you've noticed it before, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Um
We should find out his name.
I know, I don't know who it is cuz it's like down the street and I just have never talked to them,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyways, back to our stories. That's pretty much all I have about Old Ned. Um, yeah,
Listen,
I really think it's a shark, but
I think it is
it's
too.
really fun to think about it being a dude worm.
But also, also like it is crazy to have a shark in a river though. That is scary, and I know it happens sometimes. So like these people were not wrong to be scared of this creature for real, regardless of what it was, because that's
Mm-hmm.
scary.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, probably dangerous. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. But your story gave me an idea for a name for my car.
Oh, no way. What?
Yeah, and it's a far association, okay? I'll explain.
Okay.
You'll understand. The listeners, if they're real ones, will understand. So, like I was saying earlier in the intro, I wanted a fun color car, right? And so the
Yeah.
car that I wanted to get was this like deep dark blue color. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in the color, so I got gray. But I had a cool name for if I got a blue car, but now my car's not blue. But the way that you just said that his name is Old Ned, we
Yeah.
have, if you don't know me and Savannah, have matching alien Build-A-Bears that my
We
mom
do.
got us for Christmas one year. And they have like Mysteries, Myths, and Legends shirt on them. And I'm just like, Nebula, which is yours, is a really cool name for a
Oh
car.
my gosh, Ned and Nebula. Old
Yeah.
old
Old
Ned and
Ned
Nebula.
Nebula.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was like a far association, but
I
it
know.
yeah.
I know it was far. It was far. But like the second you said Ned, I was like, oh my God, Ned and Nebula. And then I was like, wait, Nebula's a really cool name.
Nebula for your car. I kind of like it.
Was it? And then I'm like, for short, we could go like Neb. I don't know. It's on the list of possibilities. That's all I gotta
Okay.
say. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah, thank you for inspiring me. Even
Yeah,
though that was
I love
very
that.
far off my little brain, can't stay on a topic for to save its life. But anywho, I guess moving away from Ned, Savannah, we're just so funny. The way I feel like we were off for a little bit, like our stories were not connecting,
Right.
and now back on
Oh,
100%.
okay. We're back
Because
on the same wavelength.
yeah, we are. Because for you this week, I have the legend of Manchac Swamp. So it's
A
both
swamp
giving,
monster.
it's giving. Well, what's crazy? I don't have a monster for you.
Oh,
Actually,
not a monster. Sorry.
no. I was just thinking like mysterious bodies of water
Yeah. Okay.
connection. So now we know how much I love a good old Louisiana story. So we're
Yeah.
taking it down to the good old South, to a city right outside of New Orleans, Louisiana, called Frenier, Louisiana, but it's literally right outside of New Orleans.
Okay.
Honestly, one of my favorite places that I have never been to.
Oh. Okay.
However, I promise we will go there. We will.
Oh, I have
We
to.
have to. We quite literally have to. Like, the city, the art, the beauty, the history, it's all super cool. But today we are going to be talking about this swamp that lies right outside of New Orleans. So let's just get right on into it. So this is only going to really relate to you, Savannah. Have you been to, what's that? Oh, it's left me now. It's a park in Wilmington, with the alligators.
Oh, wait.
No,
I
suddenly I forgot. Oh, Green Lake and Green Lake Park.
no, I haven't been there.
Oh, what? Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
For okay, anybody who's in Wilmington, North Carolina, go to Green Lake Park and walk around. It's beautiful. Because I was gonna say it looks kind of like Manchac Swamp.
Well, I don't think I've been there. Maybe I just forget what things are called.
No, I feel like you would remember if you went there. it's
Okay.
it's pretty unforgettable. Um, but anyway, aside from that, this swamp as well as the river or lake or whatever in Wilmington, they're extremely gorgeous, like extremely beautiful. The water is like emerald green, and there's these big cypress trees with like all like like the hanging, like the little beautiful trees that like hang over the water, that type
Yes.
of vibe.
Yeah.
Just very beautiful, like wisteria growing like in the springtime. I just imagine like a very magical looking place, for a swamp anyway. Um,
Hmm.
so that's what Manchac Swamp looks like. It's also extremely gator filled. So swimming is not recommended, but people do it anyway. Crazy people.
I mean, yeah.
Um, yeah. But the swamp actually is known during the day for like a really popular place to go kayak or boat, fish, all the typical swamp things, I suppose. But at night, um, the legend says that this swamp turns a little creepy and it's a little haunted, okay? And it's specifically believed to be haunted by the ghost of Julia Brown. Da-da-da.
Okay.
So, um, Julia Brown, who is she, you may ask? So, here's the weird thing. Over all of like the sources that I've looked up researching this, nobody could ever really finalize to me what is actually her name. We know it's a variation of this. It's like I've seen Julia Brown, I've seen Julie Brown, I've seen Juliet Brown, and I've also seen Julie White, which could have been her maiden name. Unsure.
Oh, wait. She
Unsure.
went from white to brown?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I don't. I don't know. Nobody
Okay.
could clarify this for me.
Okay.
So, for the purposes of this story, I'm going with Julia Brown because I just feel like that's the most common middle ground we have here. Um, but anyway, Julia Brown, um, she was a local voodoo queen who lived in the small town of Frenier, right outside of New Orleans. I was speaking of, and she lived there during the early 1900s. So, kind of around the same time as your story too. Um, So,
Mm-hmm.
my girl Julia, she worked as her title anyway. Her title was faith healer. And so
Oh.
she would use Catholic prayers as well as herbal remedies from plants that she gathered all around the swamp. The locals knew Julia for her healing abilities as well as her skills in singing and playing guitar. And I'm just like, girl, this is giving what is her name from the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes? Lucy Gray.
Oh, yes, exactly. It is giving that.
Like very much so giving Lucy Gray.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Julia was very known around town for just being able to use the swamp in all like in every way she could. Anything she could gather from the swamp, she would use it to help people. And so some people in town absolutely adored Julia and they would go to her and she would fix their problems and obviously they would, love her for that. And on the other side of things, people who either didn't believe her or did believe her called her a witch, tried to get her killed multiple times. It was a very love hate relationship from the town and Julia. You
Mm.
know?
Mm-mm.
So, and it happened her whole life. She lived there her entire life. She just dealt with all the hate that she got, which is very unfortunate. But as she grew older, she started working less in the swamp and just kind of like chilling and relaxing a little bit more. And so, as she's like getting into her old and more old, I would say, not very old, but
Mm-hmm.
she was known to sit on her front porch quite often, which what a fun thing to do, if I
Mm-hmm.
must say so myself.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's a vibe.
exactly, such a vibe. And she can sing and play guitar, so that's what she was doing,
Oh,
vibing,
well,
quite
perfect. Yeah,
literally, quite literally, jam sesh outside.
exactly.
Um, and so specifically, though, there was this one song that everybody in town just knew this was Julia's song. And unfortunately, I could not find a video of how the song was supposed to go, so I cannot play nor sing it for you. But I'll read the lyrics to you, at least part of the lyrics. One day I'm going to die and take the whole town with me. That's how it ends. Anyway.
Oh my god. That's morbid, I guess. Like I don't
Very morbid.
what?
And that's kind of just because like as time went on, you know, more and more of people who would like move there and stuff hated her and didn't like, called her a witch and didn't believe her and all this stuff. And so she just got more and more and more hate, and eventually she was like, this entire town hates me, so they're gonna die with me.
I mean,
And honestly, I'm
yeah.
sorry, Julia, period.
Yeah, no, true.
Like, I am so sorry. Like, but no, in all honesty, I think her whole life was hard, and people like made fun of her, and she was just over it. I don't want to be bullied. She's a grown
Hmm.
adult getting bullied. I wouldn't stand for it either.
Yeah,
Um,
like I totally see why she would say something like that.
right, and
Like
right,
exactly.
right, and also here's another thought. I tried to find it so hard that like there's so little information on this story out there that I could find, but I was trying to find like if Julia was white or black because I feel like I feel like she was black. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure if the name, like her changing her name from white to black, has something to do with it. But I feel like the racial situation probably wasn't good either.
Yeah, that definitely like gives some context to it if we knew.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
knew. And I'm not 100% sure, but I just have a good strong feeling that people probably in the 1900s wouldn't have been as this mean to a white woman as opposed to a black woman. So I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm not. So I'm just having to throw
Yeah,
that out
no,
there.
I totally. Yeah,
Totally just have to throw
I
that out there.
agree.
Um, so, on September 15th, 1915, a powerful hurricane swept through the state, destroying the small town of Frenier, and it killed over 275 people in Frenier and the neighboring town of Ruddock. And it was this really huge tragedy. And what's interesting is so this happened like in the afternoon of September 15th. Um, Julia Brown herself actually died this day as well. But the legend says that she died in the morning before the storm ever hit. And then as soon as she died, that's when the hurricane hit the city.
Oh my God.
And then once the hurricane hit the city, the hurricane triggered a 30-foot tidal wave that was the cause of most of the deaths in the town.
Ah, she did it.
She did it, dude. Like, I don't want to blame my girl Julia, but Julia did it.
No, she did what she said she's
She
gonna
said, I told
do.
y'all I was taking you with me and you didn't believe me.
Damn.
And can I just say, literally, a 30-foot tidal wave is my biggest fear. A tsunami is my
Oh
biggest
my God.
fear. I, oh, I can't. Nothing will ever scare me more. And yeah.
Well, good thing you don't live near the beach
And
anymore.
good thing I don't
So,
live, right? And also, good thing I would never bully somebody for being a voodoo priestess.
well,
To,
true. Yeah.
like, I would never be mean enough to be cursed by someone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bully people.
Hmm.
Um,
See, that's why you need to be nice to everybody
exactly. Period. That's
for stuff
the,
like this.
right. Treat people with kindness. That is the moral of the story. Um, so there was a funeral for Julia. And very little people attended, which is really, really, really sad. Um, and
Did all of those people survive the wave?
I think that these are people like who didn't live in the town
Oh, okay.
because
Because I
most
was
of the
gonna say
town
like,
was like taken out,
oh,
unfortunately.
okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. But I'm sure there were people. It's like some of them were some of the ones that she knew and was actually friends with. Like I just have to believe that in my heart. You know.
Yeah, but I was just thinking like if it would just like give her more credit that she's the one who
Oh,
did this
yeah.
if the people who attended her funeral survived.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So,
And there's not very good record of the funeral, so it could have been, and I just don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
So, um, yeah. Um, so in Julia, she was actually buried. This is one good thing they did, I suppose. Okay, I don't know who made this decision, but they buried her right next to the swamp, which I feel like is the rightful thing to do. That's her favorite place, you
Okay.
know. It's where she lived her whole life. So that's at least sweet. The not so sweet part of that though is um all of the victims of the storm were buried in a mass grave. Next
No.
also next to the swamp, and they made sure to bury them like on the opposite side of Julia. Which
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
what? Literally, that's
Okay. Like,
crazy.
what?
That's crazy. Crazy,
A
crazy.
mass grave? Why would they do that?
I don't know. I mean, I have to assume the town is very small. Like, there's not a lot of
Yeah.
room. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But that's just crazy. But yes, as you've already said, the legend says that Julia Brown herself is the one who caused the storm to get rid of everybody who was making a mockery of her. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also believed that before she died, she placed a curse on the swamp because she felt like she was being taken, like that her as well as the swamp was being taken for granted. And you know, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Who knows? So let's get to the haunted part of this. Manchac Swamp is very much so haunted to this day. It is said that if you venture out there in the middle of the night, you can hear screams and cries, and that is said to be of the townspeople being killed by the tidal wave.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's part of their curse, that they're just like stuck there forever, living in the swamp, like living in that tidal wave forever,
That's terrifying.
which is actually truthfully so scary to me. And others report hearing a woman singing and playing guitar if they're out there at night, but nobody's around. Nobody's around. So what's funny is that people who live around these parts and know the story, they like dare their friends to go camp out in the middle of Manchac Swamp. So like just see like if they can make it through the night, you know, or like
Mm-hmm.
hear anything or see anything. So Savannah, I am daring you as well as me to go camp out in the Manchac Swamp one
Oh
day.
my gosh. I don't know.
She said, I don't
There's
know.
probably gators and stuff out there
There
too.
are not probably, there are gators. But like,
See, that's the part that I'd be scared of.
we don't have to camp in a tent. We can sleep in my car. You know what I'm
Okay, I
saying?
mean, I guess so.
Like, we can, like, we don't have to be on the ground, but like, we got to be out there. It has to be at night. That's when the
Okay.
hauntings are, not during the day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm down.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that's the legend of Manchac Swamp, and I just feel like it's
Wow.
crazy. I've never heard of a haunted swamp before,
I
and I've
know.
also said the word swamp so many times that it doesn't sound real. I
Yeah.
feel like, but
Huh.
yeah.
Wow. That. Hmm.
Honestly, she had to get her revenge.
She did have to.
She did. She did her thing. She told them. She warned them. They could have left. You know,
I mean, they
in
could have left,
theory.
or they could have been nicer to her.
Right. They could have not gotten themselves in this to begin with.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. So shout out to Julia. Honestly, and may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
I hope
May
she
she
is.
rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So the townspeople haunt the area, but like she doesn't really?
So
Or she does a little
no,
bit?
she does. She's definitely there. Her spirit, but it's like a chill. Like it's just like her.
Right.
I see it as she cursed those people to be there in misery forever in the
Yeah.
swamp, and like her ghost, she just be chilling. Like sometimes she goes
Yeah.
to, you know, just because like she loves singing and playing guitar. So and sitting on her front porch ended up being one of her favorite things to do until she died.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so she's just doing what she loves while she gets to hear the screams and cries from everybody else that
Oh
hurt her.
gosh.
Um,
Do you think she like literally just like sits there and listens to them,
I
or
don't
does she
know.
block it all out and she's like, I'm just in my own world and they're in their own
I feel
other
like
ghost world.
I feel like her music drowns out
Oh,
drowns it out
true.
kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
But she knows that it's happening, so she's still getting her
Or
revenge.
they're the background singers. Oh my
Oh,
god.
they're harmonizing back there.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh
Oh, it's
gosh.
really
The
not funny. It's really not
screams.
funny. We're not laughing at the victims of this tragedy. That's actually really
No, no,
sad.
no. Yeah.
But just a situation, you know. But yeah, definitely go check out our Instagram to see pictures from our stories this week. I don't know what you gonna show me for Ned on
Honestly,
Ned.
I don't know either. Probably a picture of Old Ned. Oh, actually, there is a picture of Old Ned that like looks really crazy. And I'll probably look up a picture of a basking shark too to compare.
Okay, yeah, that's really smart. That's smart.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll show you some pictures of the swamp. It's so beautiful. It's like actually, I would love to go
Mm.
kayak in the daytime
Oh,
there.
but I'm just scared of the alligators.
Well, Savannah, there's alligators anywhere you kayak.
Nuh-uh.
Like,
Not
yeah.
in, I kayak in like Virginia.
Well, listen, I've
Not my
kayaked and
nuh-uh.
I've kayaked where there definitely were gators and I did not have gator problems. So,
Well, well, I'm from Pennsylvania and we don't have gators. So,
so you haven't I mean, I don't know. I guess gators are more normal here.
yeah, I used to
Remember when
I
there
used
was
to be
a,
on a canoe team.
oh,
Did I ever
I
tell the podcast that?
I think you have because I remember telling the podcast that I have been in a canoe once in my life and I flipped it immediately. And I said I would never get back in a canoe cuz
You know, thinking back, actually, I'm pretty sure, why am I not fully remembering this? But our canoe team name was the Gators. I'm
oh,
pretty
Savannah.
sure.
Savannah,
But there
come
weren't
on.
any actual gators in
Are
the
you
river.
sure there weren't any actual gators?
Yes. No,
Are
I'm sure.
gators
It
only
was
in
too
the south?
cold. It's too cold for them.
Hold on. I don't think I'm realizing. I think I'm
They're
letting
only in
this.
warm water.
That's
But if when like, because like
crazy.
up north, like even in some parts of North Carolina, it gets too cold for them. They can't.
That is so crazy.
You didn't know that?
I mean, I guess theoretically I did. That they're cold-blooded animals
Are
and
you
they need
looking it up?
warmth, but like I don't know. I just had gators around all my life. I'm just used to the gators.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I
scared of
remember
them.
in college when they sent out that email and they were like, "There's a gator loose
Oh
at
my gosh.
at one of our friends' apartments," and we were
Oh
like, "Oh
my
my god, we can't go outside. The
gosh.
gator's gonna get us." But then what do we do? You ask. We got in our car and drove around and tried to find the gator.
Yeah.
We didn't find it though, unfortunately.
Iconic. We love that.
Honestly, iconic. More iconic if we had found the gator. But
Yeah.
what were we gonna do if and when we found the gator? I don't know. Do not ask me. I don't know. Take a picture of it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's
Try
all
to
there
catch it. Try to
is.
wrangle it. Be like Steve Irwin. May he also rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, I suppose that's all I really have for you guys this week.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
think
Savannah?
that's it.
You could always, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. Do that.
Just in case, just if you wanted to, a little sprinkle a little 5-star in there. That'd be pretty nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyways, I guess we will see you guys next week.
All right. Cue the music.